All right. So, hopefully you're ready for this. It's gonna shock you, but let's do it. So, what is this? It's something that pumps something, right? So, every time you pump gas, no matter if like you fill up the gas pipe to like the maximum amount that it can push, but it's not the maximum of the gas pipe itself, right? But you will still be using the same amount of power to make it function. And sometimes it will just trickle and not work at all. And the same goes for this here. So a lot of people have it going, and when you have your cursor over it, you'll see that it's not properly working all the time. Like you'll see a sort of like varying amounts of the production levels, but it will still be using the same amount for power. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. So you have to be aware that automation is your greatest ally against that. So to not have them used when they cannot push out a certain amount out of the whatever room you have them, like to guarantee that you have like the big chunky packets. You know what I mean? And also that it's not like backed up. So if it's backed up, this might kick in even if there's like just maybe like one full size of this pipe and like an extra tenth to push, it will do it. It's downright stupid. So you have to be very careful about that. And a lot of people, they don't know about this, but Colony Report, yeah, wow, power wasted. All right, so you get the idea basically. You can follow here and it's going to tell you where you're wasting your power. So for me, hydrogen generator, wasted power. You know? And then steam turbine. Like I have like sometimes I have like some systems that are just like burning for certain other things. And smart battery. You're seeing like minus 6.3, but we're like a fourth into the day. So again, like in terms of like what I was trying to explain to you, this is the easiest way that I was able to achieve mass storage of a lot of kind of systems, and they're all kind of linked together, but I'll show you why. And it's not that much, 6.3, considering what you're about to see. This is just an example of how many I have. Yeah, they're all loaded. It's just like I haven't basically like pressed play, you know? But yeah. And I use those a lot, but this is like the main storage area, and you're gonna see me like using them when I need like to control a certain like power system that right next to something else. So a lot of times it's not necessary to be using them all the time. There are a lot of alternatives, but here's what I did. It's like, this is my initial setup. Like, so basically I started here and I was like, I might as well do this. And I expanded. Like my whole bay is like a whole disaster. You know, it's like a hurricane went through it and you're like, what the hell, dude? Like, look at this spaghetti with ladders, right? I mean, this was me like exploring. Then I learned that, you know, I can inject like all of that water and start cooling their own cells kind of shit. And then I started dumping it into here, and I was combining it with like an output of polluted water from somewhere else, polluted water that had germs, mind you. And when it was arriving here, I was like using this to allow over pressurization, but I had no use for that water after a while. And even though these guys were doing an amazing job, you have to like keep this area to a certain amount so they don't like ice themselves, like encase themselves and just straight up die on you. But yeah, anyways. But we got really far into it. But remember, when you're using your systems, make sure they're efficient. Pair up with automation. They are your friend.